Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite Nhl Dfs plays for this Tuesday, December 12th slate. And we got ourselves 10 games here tonight where I'm going to go through a couple of my favorite line stacks, some of my favorite individual plays, and then we'll wrap up the video with 3 low-priced options or sub 4K forward plays. With that being said, let's dive right into this. And we're going to kick things off here by highlighting the 10 games that we have on this slate tonight, showing you the money lines and over-unders. First set of games we have here are the Hurricanes taking on the Senators, Maple Leafs taking on the Rangers, Coyotes at Penguins, Red Wings at Blues, and then the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Nashville Predators. Next set of games here, we got the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Edmonton Oilers, Lightning at Canucks, Panthers at Kraken, Flames at Golden Knights, and the Winnipeg Jets taking on the San Jose Sharks. And then here's the schedule update for this week. NHL video here today and Thursday, and then I got 3 NFL DFS videos coming out for you guys. My first look here coming out tomorrow, my final cash plays coming out on Friday, and my final tournament or GPP plays coming out on Saturday. With all that said, let's dive into a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight. Starting with that first line for the Edmonton Oilers, we got McDavid centering Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. It is certainly an expensive line stack here, but honestly, I could argue that we're getting them at a discount price right now, especially Connor McDavid with how well these guys are playing. The 3 have now combined for 15 goals, 34 assists, 49 points in their last 10 games, damn near averaging 5 points per game as a line, and the matchup couldn't be better at home here tonight for them to expand on that versus the Chicago Blackhawks, who've allowed 3.44 goals per game this year, the 5th most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 77% rate. That ranks 22nd out of 32 teams. Now, being that I just highlighted an expensive line stack for this 10-game slate tonight, the next line stack here is going to be very cheap, but there's a lot to love about this 10-game slate in general, a lot of different stacking routes that we could go, and we do need to keep an eye on the Winnipeg Jets in general here tonight. Kyle Connor got knocked out of the game last game with a knee injury. Sounds like he's having an MRI in San Jose here either yesterday or today. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to play or not, and the Jets could shuffle their lines, but I believe this second line here of Nemestikov, Perfetti, and Velarde should stick together. It's a very affordable line stack here, and it's strongly correlated as well with these guys playing big minutes together 5-on-5, and they're also getting time on the special teams. We're likely going to see Perfetti and Velarde play up on the Jets' number 1 power play, and Nemestikov play on the number 2 power play, but it's a great spot for them overall against the San Jose Sharks, a team that's allowed 4.04 goals per game this year, the most in the NHL, with a penalty kill that's hit at just a 72% rate. That's the 2nd worst in the NHL. Alright, now diving into these individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards. First guy that I want to highlight is Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins, priced at $7,600 here tonight at home against the Arizona Coyotes, who are playing on back-to-back nights, so for starters, I do like that for Pittsburgh, but things just aren't going super well for the Penguins right now, and usually when that happens, Crosby takes things into his own hands and kind of takes his game to another level, which is crazy to think because he's already been great so far this year, leading the Penguins in goals at 15, leads the team in shot attempts and shots on goal, plus he's 3rd in the entire NHL in expected goals this year, so the chances have been there for him and he's finishing on those chances, playing up on that first line and number 1 power play for the Penguins. The next guy I got here then is Vincent Trocheck of the New York Rangers, priced at $6,100 tonight in a matchup at home against the Maple Leafs, who are also playing on back-to-back nights themselves, so I certainly don't mind the Rags in general, and really this second line for the Rangers has truly been great all year long. Trocheck centering Panarin and Lafreniere. Vinny himself has 6 goals, 19 assists, 25 points in 26 games, playing on that second line and up on their number 1 power play, so it's a really solid opportunity play considering how well that second line is played and the price here for Trocheck himself. I then got Carter Verhaeghe here, the Florida Panthers, priced at $5,900 in a matchup on the road tonight against the Seattle Kraken. Verhaeghe is currently riding a 5-game point streak right now where he's racked up 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points, and I like the matchup in general against this Kraken team who have now lost 8 straight games, giving up 3.38 goals per game during that losing streak. We're going to see Carter Verhaeghe play up on that first line with Barkov and Reinhart and play on their number 2 power play. And then sticking in the 5K range of forwards here, I also like Jordan Kyrou of the St. Louis Blues, priced at $5,600 tonight in a matchup at home against the Red Wings. Now, Kairu's kind of been hit or miss this year, but he's certainly been better at home compared to on the road. You can see his numbers there. He's racked up 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points in 11 home games, but 0 goals, 5 assists in 16 road games. Pretty glaring numbers there. I do like this spot in general at home, though, tonight against Detroit, who've allowed close to 5 goals per game and have a penalty kill hitting at just a 68% rate in their last 5 games, and are likely still missing their top 2 centers in Larkin and Comfort tonight. Both those guys missed last night in their game against Dallas, so you got that narrative as well. The Detroit Red Wings playing on back-to-back nights. We're going to see Kairu play up on that first line, number 1 power play, and he also leads this team in shot attempts and shots on goal. And then dipping into the 4K range of forwards here, I'm going back to the Winnipeg Jets with Nikolai Ehlers at $4,900. Now, I know I highlighted that second line earlier, but this is more of a cash game play here. You could stack up that first line or number 1 power play for the Jets tonight considering the matchup. But again, going to the 4K range here, Ehlers definitely stuck out to me because he started the season really slow. He had just 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points in his first 14 games, but has really found his game here as of late with 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points in his last 12 games. Currently playing up on that first line in number 2 power play. But if Kyle Connor misses here tonight, we'll likely see Ehlers get bumped up to that number 1 power play, so even more of an opportunity play for him. Now, I do like some other 4K plays in this range here too, with Jake Neighbors, Tyson Forster, and Martin Necas as well. Now, moving on to the defensemen here, and there's a lot of value defensemen on this slate, but one guy that I would be willing to spend up for is Evan Bouchard of the Edmonton Oilers, priced at $6,600 here again in a good matchup at home against Chicago. He's an offensive defenseman who has truly shown that this year with 8 goals, 20 assists, 28 points in 25 games. A guy who plays around 22 plus minutes per night and up on that Oilers number 1 power play. Now, dipping into the 4K range where a lot of the value sits tonight for this position, but I like Jake Sanderson here at $4,600 for the Ottawa Senators at home tonight against the Hurricanes. And this is a very well-rounded defenseman who can rack up Draftkings points in a number of different ways. He can get on the score sheet. He's got 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points in 22 games this year, but he also averages 2 shots on net per game and 2 block shots per game as well. Don't forget, you get 3 block shots in a game, you get that 3-point Draftkings bonus. Another guy who plays around 22 plus minutes per night and up on that Sens number 1 power play, but he also plays on the penalty kill too. I also like Torrey Krug of the St. Louis Blues tonight at $4,300, largely due to the matchup at home against the Red Wings, who are not playing well right now, especially in their own end. But this is a guy who's got some offensive touch to his game. 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points in 27 games this year. Logs around 22 minutes per game, playing on that number 2 power play in the penalty kill for the Blues. He also averages 2.5 shots on net per game and gets 1.5 block shots per game. But I also like a couple of other plays here in the 4K range. Both of these guys on the Florida Panthers side of things. Brandon Montour, he just got back from injury a handful of games ago, but this guy is going to have a huge night sooner than later, and once he does that, I think it's going to be a trickle-down effect where his price just continues to go up on DraftKings. He's at $4,900 here tonight. He plays up on that Panthers number 1 power play, but I also don't mind Aaron Ekblad, who's a little bit cheaper, plays on the Panthers number 2 power play, and just logs big minutes in general for them. And then if I'm really looking to save some money tonight for defensemen, I like Ben Hutton of the Vegas Golden Knights, priced at $3,300 in a matchup at home against Calgary, and really we've just seen him get more playing time in general with Shea Theodore on the IR. In 9 games without Shea Theodore, we've seen Hutton play around 18 minutes per game. He's racked up 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points in those 9 games, while also putting up 21 shots on net, 16 block shots, and getting time on that Golden Knights number 2 power play. And then I got a couple of goaltenders here for you guys, and I do prefer to spend up for goalies tonight in general. One guy that I'm willing to spend up for is Logan Thompson of the Vegas Golden Knights, priced at $8,300, again at home against the Calgary Flames, who are playing on back-to-back nights, just played in Colorado last night. Thompson himself has been solid in nets this year with an 8-3-3 record, save percentage of .919, and a goals allowed average of 2.29, and he also ranks 8th of 68 qualified goalies this year in goals save above expected per 60 minutes. Now, another goaltender that I am willing to spend up for here tonight is Igor Shesterkin of the New York Rangers, at home here tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are again playing on back-to-back nights themselves. And then another goalie that I'm willing to spend up for here tonight is UC Soros of the Nashville Predators, priced at $8,100 in a matchup at home home against the Flyers. He has truly been great in his last 10 games, going 8-2-0 with the save percentage of .923 and a goals allowed average of 2.34. He's riding a 4-game win streak right now where he's hit 13, 24.9, 26.3, and 30.7 DraftKings points, showing you the upside that he offers. Now, I don't want to contradict myself here, but when it comes to tournaments or GPPs, I honestly don't mind rostering Carter Hart on the other side of this game as a cheap goaltender, as he's priced at just $7,300 tonight. And as always, going to wrap up this video with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got is Anthony Cirelli of the Tampa Bay Lightning, currently playing on their second line and number 2 power play, and riding a 4-game point streak where he's put up 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points, and he's hit 20-plus DraftKings points now in 3 of his last 4 games. The next guy I got is Chandler Stevenson of the Vegas Golden Knights, priced at $3,400. He's going to center the third line with Jonathan Marchessault and play on the number 2 power play for Vegas. He himself is currently riding a 3-game point streak where he's racked up 2 goals, 2 assists, hitting 9.5, 11.5, and 23.4 DraftKings points in his last 3 games. And then the last guy that I got there is Valtteri Puustinen of the Pittsburgh Penguins, damn near the bare minimum price of $2,600 on DraftKings, and he's getting a lot of opportunity tonight playing on that second line with Evgeny Malkin and Riley Smith, and he's also expected to play on the Penguins' number 1 power play. I don't expect that to be a permanent role for him, but considering how bad this Penguins power play has been as of late, they're trying some new things, so I'll absolutely take advantage of that here with Puustinen, especially considering the price. Alright everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks. Let's win some money on this 10-game slate, and in the meantime, I'm out of here.